But are you actually ready though?
Prepared.
Never. Can't do it.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.
You are Mopar.
You are Commander Cody.
And we have no guest with us this week.
This is it.
Roughing
it.
Going solo.
Rough riding. Is that what we call it these days?
I would never call it that. Please don't.
We are willing and ready to discuss some shit.
Then we could try to keep things on the rails this week. It'll be a little easier. You know, I love having guests. I do. I think that's one of the most fun things to do. Especially guys like Ren and Matt Spurlock. No, Matt Spurlock. No, that is Matt Spurlock. Sorry. I fuck names up sometimes. Not T-Dot, though. He's the worst. But having guests on is a blast, but sometimes it's hard to pick a topic.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough for you and me to be not in a
about the topic. Yeah, and especially because you're over there. Makes things a little challenging. So it'll be nice to kind of cut it down to the original format. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's triplicult. It's triple difficult. My word of the day, triplicult. Because you throw in a whole nother person from across the universe with their own internet and everything. I mean, come on, it's all over the fucking place. So
their own internet, their own smoke alarms,
smoke show beeps. Yep.
We got Jacob Weiss and Jacoda and Travis Dunn all in the chat with us.
Welcome everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, this is going to be a standard RSP.
I think
not IPA, RSP. It's your standard RSP episode.
I think I have PTSD from Spark and now from Standard, especially because Kerner was down here for the weekend and all I heard was Smoke Show and Standard IPA.
So you have PTSD from RSP IPA.
Now I can't do any of that now.
I'm trying. Wait.
It ain't. Nope.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. Every time I introduce ourselves, I'm always gonna say like we said, like we were discussing what we were talking about before, because we got called out about it from one of the patron members who's memeing about it. No, it's fun.
It's a good thing.
Seriously, if he does it again, I'm finding him and
double Patreon charges.
Yeah, so as we do every episode, before we get into the every episode
so excited that we were actually going to do it first for once.
No, we are. Okay. I just do want to mention at the beginning of the episode, if you guys are huge fans of the show, you can head on over to the patreon.com or just search us Rogue Squadron Podcast. You'll find us. We do recommend, you can buy us one beer a month, be $5 a month. It'd be awesome to help us support the show and kind of get you extras.
Read all about it.
Very true. Not the standard extras, but the extras. Podcaster's cut.
You're gonna spark the Patreon that will burn the first order that will spark the podcast up.
The density of
something like that.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
you can head on over there, even if you just want to head on over there and kind of check it out. Or if you don't have $5, any little bit, guys, all goes to a great cause of hair product for Commander and new hats for Mopar, because I lost all mine.
Is it too high today? Am I getting, because you and Dan and Kern are also all fucked it up, man.
You kind of have like devil horn things going on. It was like split down the middle.
I was trying to go for the Ace Ventura look, when he whips up and he's like, yeah, Chicago.
Chicago.
Check us out on Patreon if you don't mind. And then we are going to be coming up with some extra bonus awesomeness in the future. And as we add it, obviously the people that are already on Patreon are going to be the first to know about it. So if you want to chime in and come in the group chat and have Kerner scare you away, you can join up. It'll be fun.
Please do.
It's fun.
No, we appreciate everybody there. The chat itself gets belligerent and it's really fun
in a good way.
Well, to each his own. From a certain point of view.
Sometimes in a terrible way.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered.
What did you remember?
Started so quick. You're gonna be pissed. I just started started recording.
Oh my god.
We're already off. There was no rails to begin with, so we're not off of them. So it's
ruining the podcast on a weekly basis.
You might also want to give me permission while we're at it. So, are you gonna do that?
No, I don't need to do that anymore. I just need your audio.
Okay, we're good.
So you sound
as
a
we do
little
every
bit less
episode.
like a jackass.
Okay, cool.
I can't totally eliminate the jackassery, but I can reduce it.
You could at least filter it. Simmer out some of the thick pieces of bullshit.
I got a plug-in for that. Cut bullshit.
Cut ass. Cut it all out.
All right.
All right. So as we do every episode, we do a beer review. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. Me too.
So if you guys aren't familiar, well, not with us, but Saturday was National Beer Day.
I totally missed that shit.
So, well, you had plenty of IPAs in lack of celebration.
I did. I just didn't know I was celebrating. I just had the IPAs anyways.
Because you had Commander Kerner. Wait, Moff. What was it? What's
Lord. Lord is what he goes by. He has
Kerner.
successfully reached the rank of Lord. Yeah, Kerner was down for the UFC fight, so we cashed in some beer. God, see, you spend a day with that motherfucker, and all I'm saying is roll the dice and quarter
Cash, half
mile
mile.
and cash and
quarter mile?
we cashed in some wings and some IPAs and watched the UFC fight. So sweet.
How was the fight? I was trying to catch a little bit of it, and I looked at the bill, and I knew absolutely nobody. So I was
still absolutely don't know anything. I probably wouldn't watch it if I was solo. I am interested, and I'm getting into it gradually, slowly but surely. I still don't know the details. I don't remember all the fighters or anything. Just kind of along for the ride and letting it absorb a little at a time. But it's fun.
Well, just so you know, and you might be familiar with Stipe.
Yeah.
He's the heavyweight. Okay, yeah. He's
That
from
was
like 10 minutes.
from
He's from
Euclid.
Madison, Ohio.
Yeah, and
Or
that's
Perry or something.
that's the first. That was the first fight that I went out for. Was the Stipe and Ngannou, which was a good one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
first one I went out for. Unless you count
See-
the McGregor and Mayweather boxing thing.
That doesn't count.
It half counts.
I did. That was the first UFC fight you've ever seen. Was
Mhm.
that heavyweight? Wow. Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've
all these
seen,
years of Rogan, and that's the first one I saw.
I have seen quite a few. I mean, compared to that, but I just never got balls deep into it. But yeah, it's fun. No, because I've seen a lot of different fighters, but they've come and gone, and the fighters that I used to watch aren't even in the league or whatever you want to call it in the association anymore. So, yeah, it's all. I don't want to get too far into it. Let's get into the beer. I'm excited about.
We'll get halfway into it.
Halfway into it. So I've got this monstrosity of a can. The glare is terrible. I'm trying to get this Windridge. And we were discussing it earlier. I think there's somewhat of a cidery. We were talking about that. It's like a instead of a distillery, I guess they're a cidery.
Yeah, it
But
just
they
sounded
also
like a weird
brew.
word.
They also brew beer, obviously. So Windridge Farm Brewing. So if you actually are in PA and looking for it, it's actually Windridge Farm is what you're looking for. That's how they are on Google Maps.
Nice.
But I think this glare is atrocious. Here, it's an unfiltered pale ale. It doesn't have a name, so I'm thinking this was like a batch of stuff they were testing, and they kind of just canned up. But
Just
this is
says
one of those
unfiltered
huge
pale ale.
unfiltered pale ale. So yeah, so I don't know what to expect. There's no name to it. It's a 32-ounce can, so you're getting two solid glasses of beer here. But yeah, the Windridge, we were trying to, as I was
Tell me about it.
discussing, let me hear something. So Glass Armor and I went out to Windridge yesterday for National Beer Day. So we each got a flight. She kind of loaded down on the ciders, and I tested out 3 IPAs and an ale. The brewery itself was beautiful. It's like a farm. It was like drinking beer at a golf course, honestly. Everything was nice, wood. There was like nice fireplace, and I mean it was like a country club, honestly.
Sweet.
But decent beer, really good food, and we had a good time. But on the way out, I was like, you know what? While we're at this brewery, why don't I grab a brew?
The cidery.
A cidery. You didn't believe, guys.
I didn't believe it.
First time ever.
It just sounded fucking strange.
And Commander's usually 99% right, especially with like that sort of thing. But I was not making it up. A cidery is a thing.
I
It's
get it.
where they make the cider,
I get it.
like a winery. So yeah, that's what I got going on is Windridge Farm Brewing unfiltered pale ale, 5.6%. I'm gonna pour this out. Pretty excited.
Nice. I already poured mine out, so now I'm going to talk about it. Columbus Brewing Company. It's called the Grasshopper.
Ooh, mine smells really, really citrusy.
It's a session IPA. Session means it is lower ABV, so you can drink a shit ton of them and not get too super hammered.
I think the technical, is it under 4.5 or under 5?
Under 5.
One of those. Okay.
Yeah, under 5. So this is 4.7% from here in Columbus.
like
Good shit. It's fresh as hell.
Look how thick and smoky and golden.
Oh, yeah. And in a Carlsberg mug to boot. Yeah.
You know, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite mugs. It's a little more heavy and solid. A lot of the other beer glasses, they're thin glass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you know, I went to wash one. Actually, I think there was 2 Carlsberg, so I kind of take it back. But I went to wash one and I put up to the spout and it just tapped it the right way and the thing shattered.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, some of them, when they make the glass a specific shape for some beers, they're really, really thin. And they're like that on purpose, but it's fucking hard to wash those things. I have an actual brewing cup today.
I get it, an actual brewing cup.
This is an actual cup with actual beer in it. I've had enough of it.
Most actual ever. All right. Cheers to this. I got Windridge. You said it was CBC?
Yeah, Columbus Grasshopper.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, it's new. Came out just this season.
Okay.
You have the drinking bell? Drink it out. Open it out. Let's go.
Drink it up. Drink it up. Drink it down too. This doesn't have a bite, it's very, very smooth. It's good. This is really good. I'm wondering if there's a process because it's unfiltered. I wonder if I should have set the can upside down before I started to let the unfilteredness.
Yeah, I don't think so. Most craft beers are unfiltered, right?
No.
What?
No.
What?
I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as an unfiltered lager because part of the lagering is a filtration.
Yeah, but you have an ale.
That's true. I'm just saying in general because that's 50% of the beers out there. You said
maybe.
Most beers are unfiltered.
I guess. I don't know, but you should know by now, listeners, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, in general, even while we're drinking craft beers, I feel like there's a very minimal amount that actually say unfiltered.
Yeah.
Like Bell's is known for brewing unfiltered beer.
Right.
But the fact that they have to someone even spelled it right, but it says unfiltered right here. So they went all the way to spell the fucking thing.
Just to make sure you knew it, yeah.
They Googled the word. Siri, how do you spell unfiltered?
I wonder if it was a thing for a while there weren't many local small craft breweries. Like it was like Sam Adams, and then you had stuff like Founders and Bell's popping up and things like that. So I wonder if back then it was like a big thing for them to be unfiltered. But now most local places they're unfiltered.
Or if the filters cost a fucking arm and a leg and they're like, we'll just make that a promotional thing and say it's unfiltered and we don't have to buy filters from here on out. So
that's possible too.
Oh man, I'm saving money and drinking beer.
It's awesome.
So how you feeling about the CBC?
I love this. It tastes kind of like the little brother of the Columbus IPA. It's got a little more malt character, a little less sharp on the hops, and obviously it's a session, so it's like half the ABV of the normal Columbus IPA. So it kind of tastes like it's its younger brother, if that makes any sense. Similar hop profile.
Does it say the ABV on there?
4.7. I already said that. Pay attention.
Oh, okay. So it is under 5.
Yeah. Yes, 4.7 is technically less than 5. It's science. It's science. Like we were saying about science.
It's like Dexter's Laboratory, but in a drinkable form. Oh man, I've been in such a retro mindset lately.
Like in terms of what? Retro what?
Just gaming, and you get done with different Netflix series, and you go back and I'm like, man, I just want to watch like Pokemon or some like Power Rangers shit. Just been on a kick. Busted out the NES.
Nice.
Didn't work. It wouldn't work at all, and I got scared. Like, oh my god!
It's the end of its lifespan.
I bought mine. It was refabricated, whatever, reconditioned,
refurbished.
Well,
I went John Lennon on that shit.
Refurbished. You sounded like Papa Smurf and John Lennon. But yeah, so they like the pins in there that read the cartridges. I guess the guy found a company that made them, so he was taking in NESs and just replacing the pins so everything would work.
Nice.
I mean, honestly, and that was actually in Columbus, southern side of Columbus, Grove City area.
Nice.
But yeah, I flipped my shit when I plugged it in. It wouldn't even turn on. Like most of the time, you got to fucking blow on it, diddle its bits a little bit, and then it'll turn on
the
for
cartridge.
you. Yeah. But yeah, there was no power, so I freaked out. But
yeah,
I shook the box of the power cord, and it had a rattle in it, so I think it blew a resistor. So I ordered a
resistor
power source. Yeah, a little resistor.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Man, I'm just all off the grammar-ness today. Cidery and resistor both sound like fake words.
Yeah, that's
transistor.
Like a common... No, a resistor.
Well, I've only heard of transistor before.
They're all like electronic parts. Resistors.
They're
like
all
a little
isters, different isters.
It limits the flow.
You should call it a
the
limiter
voltage.
then.
But yeah, so I plugged it in. I got a new one. It turned on. I just had to lick a little bit of the anticipation. That game's still just pissed.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
We played on hard, and we played us against 3 AI.
Yeah.
It's fucking possible. They would draw a line and it'd be like, beep, hot dog stand. Like, the fuck is happening?
Dude, that would be a great like drinking game. Anticipation on like medium or on hard difficulty. It's so ridiculous. And I remember at the bachelor party, we all played that and we were getting so pissed.
Well, just like the one you looked up just before we started recording. It draws a picture of a bomb. It's a ring.
And your mind is fucked the whole time because I think it says lifestyle and then it's drawing a bomb. And then you're like, how does a bomb fit into lifestyle in any way? That it's like, oh, it's a ring.
It's a ring. Yeah,
Submarine,
of them.
Mr. Wayne.
Some of them, like when I was growing up, I like knew them all. But some of them, it would draw it and be done, and I'd stare at it like I have no fucking clue what you're trying to draw. It's in 1988. Step up your game.
Yeah. If you do get used to it and memorize them all, I mean, there's only so many things in the game. So if you just memorize them, then you can dominate.
Yeah, I might have to warm up with easy or medium or whatever the fuck the difficulty is.
You gonna have to.
Because we started on hard, and then there's extra hard or something above that. I was like, I ain't touching that.
Super tough.
So the differences are, because there's different colors. It's kind of like a Trivial Pursuit with Pictionary. It's like both in one. So you got to collect different colors. On easy, it'll give you the topic or the category of what it's drawing. And then it'll also give you the number of spaces for each letter how long the word is.
Yeah.
But as you up the difficulty, it'll get rid of the spaces, so you won't know how long the word is. And then when you go high enough, and it won't even have a topic. So, yeah, it gets pretty difficult. But
it's fucked.
Some of them, I'm telling you, when it draws a Roman numeral 2, and I guess 2 and pi, because I thought it was pi, or does pi have 3? Pi has 2.
Yeah, it's 2, but without the bottom bar.
Yeah, I originally thought pi because Roman numeral was wrong. So, and it was Gemini. I about threw my cat through the fucking TV. What? It's not even a thing.
Oh man, we gotta.
So that's what I've been triggered about.
Triggered about anticipation, man. I feel it. I haven't played that in a while. We got some mofos here wondering. First of all, are we going to see Infinity War? The answer is obviously yes. And I've been balls deep in those Marvel movies, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then Matt from Australia wants to know where the freaking Han Solo trailer is.
Yeah, so if you're catching us after the fact and not live, we were told that this Han Solo, the second full trailer, is supposed to be coming out today at some point.
Yeah, I think
we are at 8:30, and I haven't seen anything yet.
What stupid show is on where the contestant show, like America's Got Talent or American Idol or something? It's supposed to air during that.
Something, yeah.
One of those things, yeah. Mustafar has talent.
It legitimately might be popping up here in the next half hour or hour or so. So we'll try to stay tuned and try to update this YouTube feed.
Yeah, maybe it drops quickly.
Or if you guys are live with us, just let us know if you see something.
Yeah.
We can
be on the hunt, man. Be on the lookout. And then, where was that one? Jakota said, if you guys had to join the 501st, what costume would you do? Ooh, this is good timing actually, because here in the office is some guys that are really slick at fabricating things, and they have a few 3D printers. So I've been talking to them, and I'm gonna get some schematics and 3D print a full suit of armor. So I've been trying to figure out what I want to do first. That'd be
schematics.
Schematics. I want to do something that's not just like a blaster, but something that's easy enough that I can get used to figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to figure out what I want to do. I think
thermal detonator.
Just a thermal detonator.
That'd be fucking sick, dude.
Obviously, if I was joining the 501st, I would go Commander Cody. It's kind of a given. Mopar. Chop of the Hutt. I think that's a safe bet.
I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe Boba Fett.
Boba Fett's pretty sweet.
Because I'm just thinking like some type of Mandalorian. Well, to be honest, I would just want Revan's mask.
I was gonna say you should do the old school Mandalorian armor from KOTOR.
Yeah,
it'd be Bendak Starkiller or something.
Yeah, those are cool. I'm not, when they start putting like the fur on it, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that. I want something that looks like it's been in battle, rather than like I'm saying like the Imperial Guards, those red guards. They just stand there with spears and they don't do anything.
Right.
So I don't want anything like that. But
right.
Yeah, the clones are cool. It'd have to be Phase 2 clone if I ever did that.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers overdone. Yeah, I guess some type of Mandalorian.
And clones count as Mandalorians, kind of. So.
Yeah, 5s. I always like 5s or something else.
Just somebody from the 5s or 6s, 4s. You could do what up, Mike?
Fruit Lom or
Fruit Lom.
Fruit Lom.
It's just 4 Lom.
4 Lom. 5 Lom.
Why would it be called Fruit Lom? Although I don't want to overstep because there's a new creature from Solo and his name is Therm Scissor Punch. Have you seen that? They released a few Topps cards. Yeah, it's fucked, dude. It's ridiculous. The Twitter's going crazy over it. Like, it was back for Force Awakens. It was Constable Zuvio, and now it's Therm Scissor Punch. Dude, I'm telling you.
I come up with the worst jokes that no one laughs at. That's worse than my worst jokes.
But it's not a joke.
It's not. That's the issue.
I know.
It's not a joke. Scissor Punch.
Yeah, he's a crab thing.
Yeah, I hope he dies immediately. Therm Scissor Punch. Holy shit. And we're going to see this dude on screen?
He's just one of, the background characters that they do.
Hopefully they never say his name. Scissor Punch, you owe me money.
They never do, and that's probably why they did that as like a joke, make it the dumbest name ever. And there's another one too.
Our Instagram followers are raging right now.
They are.
Post that.
And then there's this guy, Argus 6 Eyes, and he has 6 eyes. That's such a clever nickname, dude.
Oh, but that's his nickname. Panox?
Argus, what's 6 Eyes, Panics.
Panics. Yeah.
Panics.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
6 eyes, 2 tubes. We got
just call me 2 Eyes from now on. Just name however many appendages of some sort that you have. Just that's your nickname now. Yeah. Cody 2 Thumbs.
2 thumbs.
Yeah, so there's some fucking weird shit on those Topps cards now.
Scissor Punch? Oh my god.
Yeah, Therm Scissor Punch. And it's a collab with Denny's. You have to get certain cards only at Denny's.
Why would they pick Denny's? Are they owned by Disney or some shit?
Because then you can get a That's No Moon Over Miami. Best thing of all time.
You just blew my mind.
Favorite sandwich, favorite film franchise.
You know, there's only one reason I go to Denny's.
I know.
And it's because I'm drunk.
Yep.
And it's just, last time I went was when we were in Orlando. And we got
2 nights in a row.
We were in Orlando, for
the celebration.
Star Wars celebration. That was a messy night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, Moons Over Miami is my staple.
Moon's over my jammy.
Moon's over my jammy.
Moon's over my jammy. I get it.
I understand.
I get the joke.
So what have you been watching? We're keeping our eye out with the Solo thing. I'm gonna update this YouTube thing every probably half hour here. You watching anything right now? I've
been, as I said many episodes ago, like we were saying, last time in that episode when we said that, we were talking about. Going through the Marvel movies in preparation for Infinity War, which is sneaking up. It's in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks now. So Civil War.
Wait.
It's the 27th.
What's the date? Oh my God, I'm gonna be in LA.
Yeah, because they pushed it up a week for some reason.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so it's Thursday night, the 26th.
Huh. So we might. Oh shit. Yeah, we might have to try to figure something out. Maybe I can sit with the guys or something. But
I was gonna say, speaking of, you should record with those fucking danguses out there.
we got a limited time out there. That's like a long weekend. We're there for like 3 days, so we're trying to pack a lot of shit in that. But yeah, I didn't realize it came out that weekend.
I feel it. Yeah, they pushed it up. That way, maybe they purposely did it so it wasn't conflicting with May 4th, since that's like a very Star Wars thing. But anyways, they pushed it up. So I've been
they're not conflicting with anything because they don't fucking do anything for.
Well, and
May
they
4th.
own both of them, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, long story short, I've been catching up, and Friday night was time to watch Civil War.
Yeah.
And like I said, when we had Ren and Matt on about, we ranked like our top 3 superhero films.
Yeah.
I'm solid on Civil War being number 1. It's really, really fucking good.
Wait, that's your favorite?
Yeah, because I said,
Oh wow.
I said BBS,
I knew it was in the list.
Doctor Strange, and Civil War.
Wow, I didn't realize you put it in order too.
Now,
Wow.
when I watch Doctor Strange again, maybe I don't love it as much as I did the first 2 times, and that might change. But I said that pretty defiantly about Civil War, and then I watched it on Friday night. Dude, beginning to end, great plot. It's fucking sweet the entire time. Solid. Like, it brought
You're also
everything
on a
together
high.
so well.
You're also on a high from just recently watching all the other movies, so everything's coming together.
Right.
You get to see Spider-Man
True.
being introduced.
Right. I mean, it's basically an Avengers 3. They should have just called it like Avengers 3, but even though it's a Captain America movie. But no, dude, it was sweet. I was completely entertained from start to finish. I loved it. It's still number 1 for me for right now. So I've been catching up. I only got a few more left. Actually, I'm just pull the list out because I'm going to forget.
You got like Thor Ragnarok. You got Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, and then I can
Panther.
probably catch Black Panther again before it leaves theaters, maybe.
Yeah.
If I so choose. Yeah, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Ragnarok, Black Panther, and then Infinity War. Fuck, man, I'm so psyched for that.
It's awesome.
Are you still cooling on Marvel? Or are you?
I haven't really watched anything. Well, I saw the Thor movie, which was good. I'm still saying pretty solid on my top. What did I even choose? It was like Logan.
I don't remember.
Logan, Doctor Strange, and The Dark Knight, I think, were my 3.
I was more saying, are you still like burnt out on Marvel? You're gonna see Infinity War, obviously, but you're not like fucking balls deep on it, are you?
Well, like the last thing I saw was the Thor movie, but yeah, I haven't really been seeking anything out. We just started the new show called Ozark on Netflix.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that, man. I heard good things.
It is really good. It's got now I'm gonna forget his name.
Michael Bluth,
Yes, but what's his actual name?
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. So I haven't seen him in anything serious, and he kills it.
Yeah,
Man, he's really good. And then his wife is the lady lawyer from Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I haven't seen that since it came out.
That's a really good movie. That's one of my favorite scary movies. I love The Exorcism of Emily Rose because the first Exorcism is so dated. It's sometimes hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But that one's really good. Yeah, no, so Ozark's is solid. I'm really happy with it. It's like 10 episodes. They got the first season out.
Nice.
We are 9 episodes in. So,
Sweet.
well, 8 episodes. So we got 2 left. Very cool. Just general. It's about like money laundering, and he kind of gets stuck in a middle pickle, and he makes a move, and he physically move, and it's cool. It's cool. So
yeah, it's on my extremely long list of things that I want to watch and or play at some point.
it's pretty simple to get through. It's not like a heavy plot, but shit happens pretty quickly. So it's like one of the, not like Game of Thrones where if you don't sit there and watch the whole fucking thing, you're gonna miss 90 plots, 90 mini plots. But
right.
it's So it's fun. And like I said, Jason Bateman kills it. I did not expect him to do well. I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, he's very believable as a man.
Nice. As a man. As a man in the show. I watched him in there. He was acting.
He did the acting.
He did that. Yeah, we finished Shameless. We were balls deep on that, like all through 7 seasons straight. And then we haven't found something new that we really like, so we've just been watching stand-up stuff. We watched like
That
Pete
stand-up
Holmes.
show?
No, just like stand-ups in general. Just been catching up
Yeah.
on a lot of shit on Netflix, like Chris D'Elia and Tom Segura, stuff that we haven't seen.
I watched the new Chris D'Elia one. It was okay.
I like them
He's
both.
a hit and a miss to me.
I liked them both.
Wait, he has 2 new ones?
Well, he has a new one, but both of his specials are on Netflix. They're still both up there. Yeah, I will watch them both.
Yeah, he's got a super interesting style where he kind of it's like he goes up there and wings it because he plays off the crowd so well.
And he makes himself laugh so much. I feel like if I tried to do stand up, that would be me, because he's in the middle of a joke and he has to restart it so many times because he makes himself crack up. Like he starts to do he tries to imitate somebody and he does the worst like imitation voice ever, and then he makes himself laugh and he has to just keep starting over. It's hilarious.
That's kind of like Jim Brewer, where he'll get halfway through and he'll be like, like,
Yes,
can you finish the fucking joke?
Exactly. You know, I thought about that as I was watching. I was like, he's like kind of like Mitch Hedberg and Jim Brewer, like those two guys put together. It's funny as shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because I put these actors, I put these comedians up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Like Brian Regan. And I watched his more recent one and it just missed.
Really?
Completely for me. Cuz it's weird to watch someone age right in front of you. Like when I watched that other stand up and you see this and he clearly looks like at least 10 years older.
Well, yes.
And you're like, it's just awkward. I don't know how to like. It's weird to take in. Like, am I that fucking old already where I'm noticing old people get older? Like, this is fucked.
Maybe it's because the Brian Regan for us was always audio. I never really watched his stuff. It was just that CD like on loop for like 10 years in a row.
That's true. But at the same time, I did watch him. I did watch that special because he's very animated and he would just do those like fucking faces and just, he'd just be very animated.
Yeah.
While it like, so that like, he's a comedian, it would be worth watching live.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mitch Hedberg, he doesn't add that much on stage. He literally just stands there. But
Right.
That's not his comedy. You gotta listen to what he's saying, right? That's the whole point of it.
Dude, sometimes I want to quote Mitch Hedberg jokes, but I hate when people quote jokes, so I don't even want to do it. But I'm just thinking of him in my head and make myself laugh.
Every time someone says DoubleTree, I'm like, Triple-Tree, fuck, I missed it.
Every time I fucking see a DoubleTree hotel, I think that joke and I say it out loud.
Or the 13th floor.
Yeah.
The 14th floor.
You know what floor you're really on.
Don't jump out the window, you will die earlier. Dude, I love it.
The frozen banana one, I love. This dude asked me if I want a frozen banana. I said, no, but I want a regular banana later, so yes.
So yeah. Like no one's ever thought about that ever. But you put that much time and effort into a joke
about a frozen banana. Love it. Travis Dunn asking if anyone's seen Hot Ones on YouTube. I've been balls deep in Hot Ones. I can't remember who introduced me to it, but I started watching it a few weeks ago, and Jared actually ordered the Last Dab, the hottest Hot One sauce, and we tried that a few weeks ago. It's fucking crazy. And I've just been obsessed with hot sauce since then. Wings and hot sauce.
Not a big wing or hot sauce fan. Yeah.
It's a
So
failure.
you missed me on that.
That's
you
a
can
failure.
continue talking.
That's a failure. We used to go to Roosters like 4 days a week. How are you not a big wing fan?
No, it's not that. I do enjoy wings, but when I go out, I'm a sandwich person. Every time I go out, I either want like a burger.
I want a
It
sandwich.
could be a turkey burger or a fucking BLT club sandwich. I want a sandwich. Like that is the core. But
The
so
core-
like
the core
even
of
if
what?
I eat the core of life, the core of the meal.
The planet
I'm just saying, like even if I go to
core.
a wing place, I end up getting like a burger or like a chicken sandwich or some stupid shit, and I never get wings. So I'm that
That's a problem.
jackass.
That's a problem. But yeah.
But even when we go to Roosters, I always got garlic and sweet Thai chili, so I'd never even got hot stuff.
Yeah,
So
true. Yeah, you're not a big hot sauce fan. yeah, I've been trying a bunch of different ones. And every time I go to get wings anywhere, I always order the hottest one. And after I've had that last dab, like the hottest one on that show, it's like nothing else is even hot anymore. It's ridiculous. So
your
constantly on the hunt for very hot sauce. So if you have any I should try, let me know.
So I'm going to give this a 2 out of 3 as we're talking about beer.
I'm going to give it mine a 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's
nice.
fucking awesome, man. We didn't talk much about it, but it's delicious. I feel like I've been off. Let me just say this. I'm just going to admit this. I feel like I've been off my beer knowledge. Not that we were ever really on our beer knowledge, but I feel a little bit like I'm losing
the palate. You're losing the palate.
Losing the will to live. Losing like the terminology and shit to describe a beer. And in my head, I'm just like, I know what I want to say, but I can't get the words out. So I'm just, it tastes good. 3 stars. Tastes good. 3 stars.
Like it. I'll probably drink it again.
Like it has alcohol. 3 stars. No, it's very good. Though. I'll go 3.
See, I feel like I'm just not feeling beer right now. But the fact that this beer is really fucking good, I do want to give it a 3, but it's just how I'm feeling right now. So I'm gonna give it a 2. But it is like very floral, floral, not very citrusy. Like when I first sniffed it, I thought it was citrus, but more floral notes. But I always like floral beers.
Kerner, we grabbed these at Whole Foods the other day. We were supposed to pregame before we went out for the fight, and we never did. You left your beers in my fridge, actually.
So you post-gamed during the...
I post-gamed, yeah. 24 hours later.
Yeah, man. So...
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
So...
Yeah.
You guys already know. There's no guests. We're running off the cuff. Is that a thing?
I love it. That's what we used to do.
So...
That's how everything started. Don't be busting out any fucking lists or anything right now.
I got a top 5.
God damn with your top numbers. New solo trailer's out. Matt just said.
Oh, okay.
All right, we gotta watch it.
Screen share this shit.
I will attempt to do so. You better do it. Hey, you kids.
I hope you never laugh like that.
That's one of my favorite things ever. The Rush Hour deleted scenes or outtakes or whatever. Fucking sweet, man.
It wasn't even deleted scenes. It was in the credits. Well, they put the deleted scenes and the bloopers in the credits.
Yeah. All right.
Because I do remember getting through that and just continuing to watch it.
Okay, I guess I'm just refreshing YouTube. I don't see it out yet. I guess I should just go to the Star Wars channel because they're going to put it there.
You liar.
Liar! Everyone's fucking freaking out. El Yucateco. Yeah, I have that Jacoda Dones. It's good. That's one of those ones that's like, it's a lot of heat and not a lot of flavor. But I do like it.
I don't see anything. I just searched solo trailer. Nothing yet.
Yeah, I don't see anything yet. You guys are liars. I hate you.
False alarm.
Goddamn, turning me to the bleak blackness of the dark side right now. Can't believe you do such a thing.
Well, back to the list of top 5 because we don't know how to do anything else.
Top 5 fake outs. Yeah. Solo trailer just dropped. Yeah, guys, check it out.
That's definitely a number.
No, where are you guys seeing this shit if it's up, but it's not on the Star Wars channel yet? Check Twitter. Come on, I hate Twitter.
Wait, what?
It's a bunch of
Is
people.
It like Disney.org?
Twitter, it said.
I know, but it's got a link to something. You can't upload an entire video to Twitter, can you?
Yeah. Especially if it's just like a 2-minute trailer.
I'm living in the past.
I'm living. Oh, there it is.
Living on a prayer.
Sweet Jesus.
Wait, I can't see anything.
Pause. Calm down.
I can't see it.
Hey, shut the fuck up, everybody. I'm trying to get this thing to chill. Unmute. Okay.
So I'm excited. The first trailer really turned my my thought process around about this movie. So I'm hoping this furthers my excitement for this film.
All right, I wasn't prepared.
What happened?
Keep talking.
I was gonna say I really want to see Chewbacca be a fucking badass because to be honest, he hasn't really done anything.
Oh really?
He flies around. He flies a ship like a fucking badass.
Eats porks like a badass.
Well, he also, I guess in episode 7, he kind of ran around after Han died. He fucked a lot of dudes up. So.
Fucked a lot of dudes. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. I wasn't prepared to show the screen and do the trailer and stuff, so you're gonna have to bear with me while I set this fucking thing up. And it probably looks like it's going crazy right now on the feed, but you're just gonna have to calm down. This is live.
Live and strive. So I will drop a little bit of other Star Wars news. John Williams, it has been released that episode 9 will be his final Star Wars film.
Yeah, I think we all kind of expected that.
Well, I mean, I didn't even expect him to do 9, to be honest. I mean, he's old, so.
Very true. He's not young.
Getting up there. He's what?
Said he's not young.
He's that old that he's not young.
All right, guys, we're doing this here. About to pull up this trailer. All right, Mopar. Are you looking at the feed or anything?
No, you need to share it on Zoom.
Oh my God, I got to do so many things just to watch Star Wars.
There we go.
All right. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go.
You're after something. Is it revenge?
Is it revenge?
Money? Or is it something else? You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
I like the cheese in Star Wars.
Big shot gangster putting together crew.
I'm a driver, and I'm a flyer. I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
L3! Let's go with the mean man's face.
Who are these guys? If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Here they come! Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good feeling about this.
Since when do you know how to fly?
190 years old? You look great.
Push it! So glad we took this job!
Damn. I think it's kind of like what you said when we saw the original teaser. It's like, I didn't know what to expect, but now I'm fucking excited.
Well, if I was not mistaken, maybe I saw it incorrectly. Did I see another Wookiee?
I doubt it.
I could have swore I saw, and like I said, I could have been seeing it wrong. I could have swore I saw Chewie like hugging or reaching out for another Wookiee.
Oh, yeah, you might have, because I think they shared a behind the scenes photo Ron Howard shared of him like kissing another Wookiee or something like that. So you might be right. You got some good eyes there. Good eye, Brian.
Good eye, Brian. Actually, I'm watching it right here.
Watching
People
it
have
again?
it on Instagram already.
I was going to say it's everywhere all of a sudden. Dude, I got to say, that looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's Star Wars. Fuck yeah. Looks sweet.
Yeah, super excited. The Falcon, I wish it...
Yeah, I'm excited. Star Wars, Falcon, Wookiee.
No, come on, man. It's still a month and a half away. I'm still coming down on my high from The Last Jedi.
That is true. If there is one thing I will say about the oversaturation of Star Wars, I don't think one movie a year is a bad thing, but the fact that I didn't realize that from Last Jedi to Solo, it doesn't feel like enough time, because I feel like all the shit that has to do with The Last Jedi is not over yet. People are still complaining about it. People are still having like dissections of the movie. The Blu-ray just came out last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. Like, it hasn't fully settled in. And that's why I kind of stepped back and went to Marvel for a second, because I was just kind of overwhelmed with everything that had to do with Star Wars. So it just feels like I haven't let Last Jedi sink in all the way, and now we're already getting towards Solo.
Yeah, well, and the shitty thing is, every time you bring up The Last Jedi, people shit on it, even when they like it. So it's, yeah, it was really good, but like 9/10 of it was terrible. So
that was great, but like, why are you making a Han Solo movie? It's terrible. Yeah, we need to talk about that too. But I think that was a really good trailer, and I think I'm really excited. I love seeing different directors and different writers, not writers because it was Lawrence Kasdan, but different directors take on the Star Wars.
That's the whole door that's wide open. And I know people are upset with the different directors, different styles, with JJ and all this shit, but man, that's the beauty of it. Like, you can actually dislike a Star Wars film now because of creative differences, creative ideas.
You kind of should dislike a Star Wars film to a certain point. Like, you should be able to dislike some and love others.
Well, and to be fair, everyone shit on the prequels, but it was still Lucas, so it was kind of just a weird mix, because it's the same guy, it's the same writer, and I know he didn't do 5 or 6, but he made it, he produced it.
He did.
So just because he didn't direct it, I mean, those are his babies. Come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for Solo. Super excited to see Lando and Chewie be badasses. Excited for just action. You know, this seems kind of like a Fast and Furious in space, like just crazy action, blowing up, badassery.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fucking do that. Let's do that for a whole movie. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be sweet, man. We need to obviously sit back and watch it a little more and dissect it to get all the details out of it. But, you know, first reaction is hype for sure. Really looking forward to it more than I was beforehand. I think now I'm ready to ease my way back into Star Wars obsessiveness up until May hits, so we can see that shit. But yeah, dude, it looks sweet. I wish
around the corner, man.
I know, it's crazy. It's gonna be quick.
We say that, but this is really right around the fucking corner, because we waited like a year and a half for The Force Awakens. Well, it was 2 years. Waited 2 years.
Well, it was 10 years for Force Awakens.
I'm sorry, The Last Jedi. Between
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the madness of all these Star Wars films coming out, we still had to wait 2 full years to continue a story.
Right, for the saga.
Now, you know, after we get a movie, we got 4 months to prepare ourselves. It's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Let's calm it down here. But yeah, so I mean, we got like 5 more podcast episodes before Solo.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I dig that Emilia Clarke's in Star Wars. I think that's fucking sweet. Woody Harrelson's in Star Wars. That's awesome.
Why am I blanking on like all the major roles Woody Harrelson's been in? Like, is he in like the Die Hards? I've never seen a Die Hard, which is the issue.
No, he's in. I mean, I would have to look it up.
Lethal.
And luckily, I can because I have a computer in front of my face. I'm gonna pull it open.
Native Instinct. What are they called? Lethal Construct.
Native Instinct. Who the fuck are you right now?
I think it's a metal band.
Native Construct.
Native Construct, that's what it is.
Natural Born Killers, True Detective, Zombieland, Planet of the Apes.
I've seen it, man.
Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, he is a drunken
Kingpin.
bastard in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Kingpin.
Yep. Yeah, he's in a good amount of shit,
White Men Can't Jump. White Men Can't Jump is the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
I knew there was one of them that
I never seen that one.
Him.
Yeah, he's in a good amount of stuff, man.
He's in a lot.
Yeah, actually he is. As I'm scrolling through this IMDb right now, he's in a hell of a lot. But it should be cool. I want to understand the brains of people that are boycotting the Han Solo movie.
You haven't seen it yet. It's not out. Why are you gonna boycott it?
That's what I
didn't
mean.
like this other movie that has they don't have the same directors. They don't have the same anything. Like, Disney sucks, so I'm gonna hate everything that's put out.
Well,
Dude.
and I also have to imagine that, like, if you hear that Disney owns Star Wars and then you're against that, like from the get-go, and then your mindset is just like, it isn't Lucas, so it isn't Star Wars, then I feel like you're going into new content and new movies already with some baggage. Like, you're not going into
like a
it.
bias. You're coming in with a bias.
Yeah, you have a negative bias as soon as you come in to see the movie. So before Han Solo comes out, you're like, I don't like that Disney has Star Wars. I don't like that they're making a Han Solo movie. So it's just negative, negative, negative. And then when you go into the theaters, you're not going to see it like you should for the first time. You're not going to see the movie as it is. You're going to see some total fuckery that you envisioned in your mind.
You know what's ridiculous?
What's ridiculous?
And it's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
But you can apply that to anything in life.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just a movie. If you think you're going to succeed, you're probably going to succeed. If you think you're not, you're probably not.
Yep.
It could, and it's the same thing as applies to everything. If I think I'm going to hate this beer, guess what? I'm going to find a way to hate this beer. I'm going to find the one little fucking ingredient that I don't like, and I'm going to nitpick that fucking thing. And it's really difficult because I think sometimes you and I go in with more of a overly positive bias. Like, we want to, like these movies. So The Last Jedi might, as a movie, may not be that good, but we liked the Lightspeed Seed. We liked Kylo. We liked the different creative differences or the creative mindset that Rian Johnson brought to this movie, that we could overlook the whale tits on the beach. Like, I don't know. I'm just going over because I think people's mindsets going in is more important than the product that's like in front of them.
Well, I feel like I've seen Last Jedi enough times now that I can look at it objectively from all sides. Now that I've seen it,
bad parts.
I've seen it 6 times, and there's some shit, but I feel like a broken record. But there's some dumb shit in every Star Wars movie, and I don't think that they put dumb shit in there on purpose. I just think that's a side effect of a Star Wars movie, and it's in all of them. And if you are going to ignore what's in Empire just because it came out 30 years ago, like the fact that the mindset that nothing will ever top a movie from 1980 is so asinine. Makes no sense.
Well, especially in this age that movies are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're incredible.
We've talked about that before. Like, even
they're like real life.
Even graphically stuff, like not like nude graphic, but the like we were talking about the
how'd you get there? You've been talking to Kerner too much.
Yeah, I have been. Like the Transformers films that are bad, but they still look fucking amazing. Like, we've gotten to a point that bad films are good.
Yeah.
Just think about that. There's a movie called Rampage coming out that looks atrocious. You know what? It's probably gonna be great because it looks awesome. The plot is gonna be simple, straight to the point, but it's gonna be action
entertaining.
You got The Rock in there. What the fuck are you gonna do? He's gonna bench press a building, and everybody's gonna love him again.
Yeah, he's gonna squat a gorilla.
He's gonna squat
and
a
chuck
library
it into a skyscraper. Yeah,
dude.
Side note:
ridiculous.
I heard Jumanji was actually really good.
I've heard nothing but good things. It outsold everything. So what are you gonna do?
It's better than Last Jedi.
Maybe
they should put The Rock in a Star Wars movie.
I wonder how much of that is international sales.
I don't care how much it is.
We were kind of discussing like the Fast and Furious stuff last night, and I really, even being a car guy, it's just so bad. Like 90% of the stuff's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, you just parachuted a Hummer out of a fucking plane and then like jumped off of that onto a bridge running. It's like some superhero shit.
And it still gets so much money at the box office.
They make so much money.
Yeah, Colonel.
But I've heard the most of the most of the income is overseas, like Chinese, Japanese, all like the Asian companies. Or Jesus Christ, I can't talk.
But what's wrong with that if it's international?
No, I don't mean that's bad. I'm just wondering, like, if it just applies to a certain type of people, certain cultures that like they want to see some shit blow up, and we're over here like, yeah, but his upper lip, it looked weird. Like, who gives a fuck about his upper lip?
Well,
the rest of the movie was great.
Yeah, and we're also dealing with the nerd geek community, which are the most savage, brutal, ruthless fucks on the planet. Like, nothing's good enough. Nothing's good. If you didn't see it when you were 10, everything's fucked. Which makes me think, like, why do you watch things if you're not going to enjoy anything? But anyways, Side note, I was going to say, Kerner pulled up some clip about from Fast and the Furious while he was over. And I was like, wow, this acting and dialogue is just like the prequels.
Yeah.
Like, it's no better or worse than the prequels. And the Fast and Furious movies still make a shit ton of money every time. Always.
Someone's paying for them. I don't know. I've seen I think 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of them from start to finish.
Oh, really?
Nah.
I've definitely seen 1, 2, and Tokyo Drift.
I've seen little clips of all of them. Not all of them. I've seen little clips of like the first 3 or 4 at different times.
Yeah, one of my guilty pleasures is Tokyo Drift. It's not a good movie, but it's entertaining enough that it's fun.
Kerner will die on a hill for that movie.
Die on a hill.
Fucking loves that shit for some reason.
That's like a Fast and Furious movie, but in Tokyo. Yes, it's a Fast and Furious movie in Tokyo. That's what it is.
It's too much.
What are you talking about?
It's too much. Speaking of Han Solo, I did like that trailer. Any
final thoughts about the trailer real quick?
I need to watch it 47 more times.
I'm excited to see the banter back and forth between Han and Lando.
Yeah, that's going to be fucking sweet.
I feel like they're going to like troll each other for like at least half the movie.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, haircut, and just start like fucking around with each other.
I thought it was cool that they gave Chewie an official age. Well, I don't know if he didn't have an age in the new canon, but now we know in the time of Han Solo, he's 190 years old already. So by the time we get to A New Hope, he's what, like 200? And then by the time we get to the sequel trilogy, he's like 230?
Yeah, I guess that's right. What do they live up to, like 300?
Don't know.
So he is kind of on the last third of his life, somewhere around there. Yeah, I think the estimation is about 300.
The official calculations.
Let me spell Wookiee right, because there's 2 E's.
I know, I get so pissed. Oh, speaking of, there was like a Denny's ad and they misspelled Wookiee. They forgot the extra E. They were pissed.
Wookiees can live upwards of 400. So
yeah,
wow.
Chewie's like in his 20s.
People live older than 40. What are you talking about?
I mean, like, you know how you have the dog.
190.
Fuck you, man. You know how you have the dog ears and then you compare it. Chewie's like in his 20s right now.
Tell me more about it.
At 190 years old, he's in his 20s. Let me get the formula. I'm going to put the algorithm in. I'm just going to see exactly how old he is.
Dude, if they live up to 400 and he's in his 20s at 200, you're saying he's going to die at 40 years old. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So he's probably like 45. We'll call him 45.
We'll call him 45. All right. I feel it.
I'm okay with that. We settled on it. It ain't the best age.
Yeah, dude, we have a lot of shit coming up. I'm excited for that. It's almost too much to handle. Between Infinity War and then Solo, my brain's going to explode.
I'm okay with that. They're a month apart.
I just mean how epic Infinity War is. Like, it's the culmination of 10 years of Marvel. It's like this experiment.
Well, I better see the culmination of 10 superheroes die in the fucking film because I'm half.
Yeah. They've been very stringent about the spoilers, you know, as they the directors, those 2 brothers, I can't remember their names, released something like, as we go out and start doing these press tours and stuff, don't be a fucking asshole and ruin the movie. Like, they're being extra cautious of this one, so that must mean that some shit's gonna go down. Like, Tony Stank is gonna die, Captain is gonna die. Like, they have to shift, and I don't know enough about like the normal story of like the Avengers and shit, but it feels like this has to be a turning point where they shift the next 10 years of Marvel movies in some different direction. Because it's been like it's been leading to Thanos, and now it's gonna culminate, and they need to kind of kill him off, or I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know.
Oh, I just remembered from the Thor movie. I did not expect Doctor Strange to be in a Thor movie.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all. And even with it being out for several months now, I never heard anything. I just heard, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Hera's in it. I was like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden, there's like portals coming in. And I'm like, Doctor fucking Strange over
sweet.
here.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that one again.
Yeah.
Travis Dunn says they will all die.
They should.
The Avengers, they're all gonna die. I mean, people like Black Widow, like, she has to die.
She shouldn't still be here. That's
Hawkeye should die. People like that should die.
And I'm assuming they're gonna do it in a dramatic way, but I have an assumption that like Cap's gonna sacrifice himself to let Tony live to do something else, and you know, because they're like part rivals and they hate each other.
Yeah,
well, not part rivals. The last movie it was a war.
Dude, but that showdown at the end, I agree with you 100%. One of them should have died.
Yeah, that's why the movie's shit and everybody it's terrible. No one likes and blah blah blah. No.
You're a true fan right there. That's what fans sound like. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't do this one thing that I expected. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Civil War sweet. No,
That
I mean they're
just
not
capped it off. It was like that Finn thing.
Yeah,
Where
100%.
you were right there, and it would have been just fucking pop perfect. That's how perfection sounds.
Look, we got Matt McLean in here with another fucking username. If they had killed Finn, that would have made a lot of the other annoying stuff in The Last Jedi 100,000% forgivable.
It almost
Like it would have
legitimizes
shifted my
Rhodes.
opinion of that movie so much if he had just died right there.
Yeah.
Boycott
Gotta sell
Disney.
some more Finn dolls over here.
I don't think it's about that. If it was about that, they wouldn't have killed off Luke so they could sell more Luke dolls.
Oh, who wants a gray-haired doll?
All these
Already had-
fucking old grumpy fanboys that saw Luke when they were 8. Now he's the best thing ever just because he was the first one. So why is he have an interesting storyline now? I don't like that.
Count Dooku.
Dooku.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I just
If
don't
Finn
get it.
should have died, I'm not going to get back into it. Finn should have died. I'm wondering if that would have legitimized Rose a little more, because that would have had her sister and like her half boyfriend die. Well, and you know he was a hero to her too.
She could have become a savage.
She could have really started doing something, but she
Yeah.
hasn't. She hasn't yet. Other than
They could have
piss me
given
off.
her some really cool shit to do in episode 9.
Well, she's one of 50 people left, so she got to do something. Got to swab the deck or something.
Yep. They're all getting a pirate ship. That's how episode 9 is going to start. Travis Dunn just mentioned from Infinity War. Everyone's making memes and shit that Hawkeye is not in any of the trailers or promo material.
He's honestly, I don't want to see Hawkeye. We're on a level where Black Widow and Hawkeye shouldn't. Even
No, but
participate.
everybody else is in there. Hawkeye's not. And Ant-Man isn't either, but maybe it's just he's tiny.
He's just. Oh, I get it.
He's this thing. You can't see him. Ant-Man. Paul Rudd's a superhero. What the fuck world is this?
And you just watched Ant-Man. Was it good as a rewatch? I've
Yeah.
only seen it once.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's funny to see, especially when they all come together at the end of Civil War, all those guys, and then Paul Rudd is just a superhero. It's so fucking wild. I love it though. It's perfect.
No, it's cool. It's a little weird for me, like to be able to like analyze and like absorb that Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
jackass. He's the premium jackass. In every movie, he just plays the premium
The
jackass.
premium. Primo jackassery. Yeah.
Primo.
Next, they're gonna make Jason Segel into a superhero.
Dear God, please don't.
That'd be the
he
worst.
doesn't. He's not even. I don't like him that much.
Paul Rudd crushed it though, and I guess he wasn't the first one. I mean, Chris Pratt did that with Star-Lord too. He did really well. So it's not like it's unheard
Very
of.
true. Very true.
Yeah.
Very,
I just
very
totally
true.
forgot about that for a second.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how everyone meshes. Are we gonna? Was Hulk in a poster or whatever? Travis was talking about.
Bruce Banner is, but he's not as Hawk in the poster, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Or no, I could have lied because there's a scene in the trailer where they're all charging and he's in there. So I could have lied.
Was he in the Hulkbuster? Is that the whole point?
Well,
Like, he was
that's
supposed
what
to be in a-
that's what Jacob Weiss was thinking is like if he finds a way to finally not morph into the Hulk and keep himself sane, that he's gonna be in Tony's Hulkbuster, so he can still fight.
That doesn't make sense. Why don't you just be the Hulk? Like a machine can be broken, Hulk can't die.
Pretty much, yeah. But he also can't control it that well. Because you saw in Ragnarok, you just watched it. He was stuck as the Hulk until what even happened? I forget how he like changed back.
He saw like a quick porno with Black Widow in it, and he like
Nice.
calmed down.
I would calm down too for that. Or maybe I would turn into the Hulk after that. That would have the opposite effect.
Hulk bang.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he was stuck because I guess the environment like just pissed him off, and he was stuck as the Hulk for like 2 years. Was the whole movie? Yeah, I just.
Oh shit! Sorry guys. I went to the wrong screen in the stream. Matt McLean has a game. It says instead of the marry, fuck, kill, it's stab, kill. Is that like not the same thing? Stab is just like wound, but they don't die. What the fuck game are you coming up with? But he said stab, kill, and strand. And he said stab Rey, kill Finn, strand Poe on a planet.
Stab, kill, strand.
I think he's high as fuck right now. I don't know what's happening in Canada, but that makes that game makes no sense. I'm not even answering it. He also says boycott Disney. So
let's do fuck, kill, marry with the 3 Disney princesses. Padme. I
was gonna say
Leia,
there's way more than 3 Disney
Rey.
princesses.
Well, no, I'm not trying to bang Ariel. You know. Is that her name?
I think so, but you said it weird, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Ariel.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to play that game.
Yeah.
How about kill Rose, and kill Rose? I'm gonna leave it there.
That's fine. I think I would agree with that. I put a little more thought into it. I'll write an essay and submit it by Friday about my reasonings for letting Rose live or not.
There are no reasonings.
I submit that there are nothing.
There's some, like we said. If Finn had actually done the sacrifice, then would have made Rose a little bit more enjoyable, and then she would have had a place in 9.
Not if Finn had done the sacrifice. If Rose had allowed the sacrifice to happen.
That's what I meant.
She fucked it all up.
That was what I meant.
What's the worst Batman movie?
The worst Batman movie is Batman Forever. Well, I've never seen any of the 60s ones, so I can't count on those.
Those are unwatchable. It's like a beach party with Batman also included.
Yeah, that's
There's
what I've
one
heard.
of them where it was a surfing competition between him and the Joker.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Well, that's from the show, right? But they also had movies, didn't they?
It's all atrocious.
It's all
unwatchable.
atrocious.
It's not superhero.
Out of the ones since Batman in 1989, I'd probably say Batman Forever is the worst one.
I agree, which is weird because that was the new one that got me into Batman. While I think I had seen the first one, I saw Forever and I'm like, oh, I need to watch more Batman. So I went back and watched Returns, and I always liked Returns a lot because I didn't own it. And I know I said that before, but and then the first Batman was my go-to. That was my staple. But Batman Forever was the spark that ignited the Batman Forever.
No.
Don't. Sir Sparks a lot.
I think there's people in the world that would say that Batman vs Superman is the worst one, and it's worse than Batman Forever. And I would tell them, you don't know anything about life. No, I think Batman Forever is the worst one, because as we were talking when we did our commentaries about those, Batman and Robin is bad, but it's comically over the top, and it was actually kind of funny to watch. Kind of like watching The Room. It's nice to laugh at.
Well,
but Forever was awkward.
It was cringy.
Douche
it was
chills.
Cringy and awkward.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, I completely agree.
Jammy's asking, is Civil War or The Dark Knight better? And I already know that your answer is going to be
Dark Knight,
and my answer is going to be Civil War.
I think they live in their own. I mean, we're talking about complete opposites, though. We're talking about kind of the best of a single hero film against the best of Marvel.
Yeah.
So and Batman's my go-to. So it's hard for me to stray away from that. Plus, the Joker's my favorite villain. So I get 2 in 1, and both characters were great.
It's hard to turn that one down just for the Joker, just for the sake of the Joker himself.
Yeah, but the film in general was great.
Oh yeah, of course.
It was dark. The soundtrack was benevolent. It was upon high, man.
Hans Zimmer has bestowed us with the glory.
I don't know what he was drinking that day, but I want a bunch of it shipped to me from Amazon. 2-day ship it for free. Yeah, it was. It was astounding. So
it was good.
And I just don't think. And maybe I just have to watch Civil War again. But there was nothing humongous about Civil War that stood out to me.
Really?
The
Avengers tore themselves apart, and Spider-Man and Black Panther showed up for the first time, and Stony Stank almost died.
But he didn't.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit in that film, man.
The Spider-Man stuff was like cool, but I knew there was gonna be a Spider-Man film after it, so I wasn't really worried about that. The Ant-Man part, I actually thought was kind of awkward how they just kind of threw him in a van, brought him, and then he fought for a couple minutes, and he didn't really understand what he was doing.
Yeah, if I did have one complaint about that movie, it does seem like that big fight scene is thrown together for the sake of a big fight scene with every hero. And just barely. Like the way that Ant-Man gets thrown in there and the way that Spider-Man gets thrown in there. Like they say, well, we got 36 hours to bring him in. And then Tony has time to go and make a trip to New York to find Spider-Man and recruit him and then get a suit. Does he have a Spider-Man suit already ready to go that he was just waiting to recruit Peter Parker? That's like one of my only complaints, is that it kind of felt like a giant fight for the sake of a giant fight, but just barely.
And I didn't mean that. I'm just saying, like when I put those two up next to each other, and I think, name the three best things about both films. Like if you had to pull the three best things, it could be from either film. I'm gonna be like soundtrack from Dark Knight, the Joker from the Dark Knight, and then maybe like everyone coming together in Civil War might be third for me. So I feel like the top two things are going to be on the Dark Knight side. So that's why.
You're saying pick three things from both movies?
Yeah, that would like.
That's a weird thing.
What's your top? Well, I'm just saying, what would be your top three things? Because that's why I was saying there's no like big one thing from the Civil War that I'm like, I loved that. I can do that with probably 3 or 4 things from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I think the entire plot of the Avengers pulling themselves apart. Because if they've gone kind of unchecked, like as soon as Tony gets his suit, and Vision mentions this too, like things have just gotten more and more chaotic, and no one's really called them on their shit. They just go around the world letting shit get blown up to try to save stuff, and all the collateral damage is getting out of control. So they are tearing themselves apart throughout that movie, and then it's also a culmination because we see every hero that's been in Marvel up to that point come in by the end of the film.
I don't get that turmoil though, because so if the Avengers didn't get involved, there would be more deaths. So why do we put these people? Why would people put them in check? Because
they need to be put in check.
They don't need to be.
They do.
They're saving more lives than killing.
Maybe. And it's not really though.
What? How are they killing more people than the enemies if they let the enemies go?
I think the core of what Tony was trying to say and what the government dude, I can't remember what his name was trying to say, is that it's such a brand new thing that they don't know exactly how to control it and how to organize it. And they're kind of, up to that point, have been on their own, just letting them run rampant across the world, making decisions on their own. And yeah, I'm sure they're saving lives, but they don't know exactly how to control it or maybe how to enforce things in the right way or how to organize it. And they're kind of just out of control.
The question is, why does it need to be controlled?
Because they have the potential. All they're doing is
saving lives.
Well, they're saving lives, and the collateral damage of that is intense. Like you saw Sokovia at the end of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but what would happen if they weren't there? So Sokovia would have happened anyways.
No, if they were in check, Tony wouldn't have created Ultron in the first place, and that would never have happened.
But wasn't that a mistake? I mean, you can't check Tony on, like, that's like saying the atom bomb should have never been made because look at the damage. Well, those guys didn't know what the fuck they were making. It was like an accident engineer-wise.
Well, and like that's the argument too between Cap and Tony. That's why I like it, because I don't 100% agree with Tony. I do see a few points from Cap, but at the same time, like there's valid stuff on both sides. But at the end of the day, I think they need to be, kind of harnessed a little bit.
I don't. I think they should be unchecked.
And that's one of the reasons that I love that Tony is the one that's pushing for the Sokovia Accords, because he was the one the whole time from Iron Man up until this point, like building all the tech and saying that I'm the Iron Man, I'm in control, I'm going to go out there and save shit. And he finally realizes that they're fucking stuff up more than they realize.
But at the same time, like when you're going up against an unchecked villain with most likely better technology than you have, because they wouldn't be a villain if they didn't have better technology or something.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here then? Oh, we gotta let you get the Captain America shield over here, but we gotta check it out from the library. You got your library card? And like, come on, Why do we have to do that? Why can't you just go out there and be Captain America?
Oh man, it's a good argument, man. That's why I like the movie too, because that goes throughout the entire thing. The reason, and I see some of Cap's points, the reason I hate Cap in this movie is that he sacrifices anything that could possibly be sacrificed to save one guy.
Yeah,
he's willing to kill. I mean, not kill, but he's willing to accept the collateral damage of whatever just to save his friend Bucky. And it's like at the end of the
stupid too.
That's dumb. That's where I really have issues with Cap. It's like if you were really focused on like the bigger picture, just kill him. Let him die. It's fine. Come to terms with it. Let him die.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to talk about right now. If I'm looking at the two differences between The Dark Knight, just on a general like plot, Dark Knight versus Civil War. Civil War is more of like an external, should we do this? How should we control our whatever? Batman was an internal thing where he's like, am I any different from the Joker? He's trying to talk me into that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have to become something that I don't want to become for the greater good.
Right.
I always lean towards those internal struggles because those are something that like I think all of us can relate to. I can't relate to being unchecked by the government because of my superpowers.
Yeah, and that's where I do love Dark Knight still, and I think it's a very different kind of movie, especially because what Nolan did was keep it very down to earth with the villains. Like it's not Thanos coming from outside of the galaxy to like attack the Earth. He kept it very down to earth. Even the first one was Batman's training and what's the dude's name? Qui-Gon Jinn's character, Ra's al Ghul, and the Scarecrow. Like those are still very down to earth. And then you have the Joker, and then you have Bane. And Bane got kind of maybe a little crazy with shit by the end of the movie.
But he wasn't even that crazy.
It was still just a dude fucking psychologically with Batman. So it was cool. It was very down to earth, very close to home, and it wasn't big galactic scale craziness. But again, there's a time and a place for that big galactic scale giant madness, and that's why I love the Marvel universe right now. So,
and that's why it sucks, you know. So I'm right there with you.
Jakota wants to know why, like, well, we haven't talked about it yet, but in the trailer, Cap is stopping Thanos' fist with the gauntlet like half full. And I think
I don't understand. I think we've mentioned it, how we just don't know the different fluctuations of power, especially with someone like Cap. Like I thought he was just an enhanced soldier.
Yeah.
If you can do that, then why do you even have a shield? You're like mini Hulk over here. Like, do bullets not hurt you? I don't get what's happening.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because at the end of Civil War, when they're fighting, Tony blasts him straight in the gut with the laser beam. And he keels over and gets knocked down. But, like, shouldn't that kill just a human?
Yeah. Is that latex made by the Juggernaut?
Fucking Laffy Taffy. We just no one knows exactly how strong Cap actually is. Because it seemed like every movie he does something that you think would be impossible for Captain America to do. But he does it and survives it.
Yeah,
it's fucking sweet.
It's interesting because you think you know a character, and that's the biggest issue with Star Wars. Everyone was pissed because they thought they knew a character, and then Luke Skywalker, he turned out to be something different. I
love that though. I don't.
No, I completely enjoyed that. People changed. It was 20 years.
Yeah.
He grew a new Jedi Order, and it failed, and it fucked him up for the rest of his life. And people can't understand that.
Well, if you think about.
He was so different 30 years ago. Everybody's different 30 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, if you think about it, he was kind of fucked up from the beginning. He was a farm boy, didn't know that he was force sensitive, living with his aunt and uncle on the fucking most backwater bullshit planet in the galaxy. Mustafar would be a better place to live than Tatooine, probably.
Jakku.
That pretty much is nowhere. So he's not starting off from like a great place. And then he goes through all this shit with the rebellion. He finds out Darth Vader, the most evil guy in the galaxy, is his father. And then he almost kills his father, and then he saves him at the last minute. And then because of that, he's had, 5 or 6 years of Jedi training. But because he was there when the Empire fell, he's this legend, and he's supposed to be this unstoppable Jedi because he's the only one left. So everything's on his shoulders. But he's so... I don't want to necessarily say naive, but he's so like far behind. Yeah, he's kind of juvenile, but he's behind the power curve of where Jedi are supposed to be. Because he's coming from he's coming from a late start.
All-time low of Jedi.
Yeah, all-time low.
There's no one there. He has an ancient Yoda who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
And Obi-Wan just keeps saying point of view over and over. Like, what are you supposed to be learning?
Yeah, and
they even poke fun of it in The Last Jedi about, oh, it's not about lifting rocks, because that's all I fucking learned.
Which I like that he threw that in there.
Especially when lifting rocks was the saving point of the rebellion.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, that's filmmaking, man. That's cool. I like that. Where was I going with Luke's thing? Oh, what I was trying to say is that he's not like a pure being from the start. Like, he has a troubled past. Even though we don't see all of it necessarily on film, he has a troubled past just like his dad. To think that he's just gonna save Vader and then be 100% perfect for the rest of his time and like save the galaxy, that's just naive and stupid. That'd be boring as hell. As much as I would love to see like old Mark Hamill training an entire school of Jedi on screen like it was in the prequels, I don't think it makes sense for his character. I'm not pissed about Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
I was so happy with the changes that he was.
We should make stickers. I loved The Last Jedi.
No. The
fact that you say no means I should probably do it.
Don't do it. It was the
worst.
worst movie made by humans. like there's worse movies made by aliens, but this was the worst one by far by humans. Aliens, they have no clue what the fuck they're doing.
Star Wars The Last Jedi was the worst thing since my son. I think it's, yeah, man, I don't want to go into it anymore because I'm pissed. I'm pissed about the pissed. If that makes any sense.
No, and just like, I'm not going to even say it. So people rally behind negativity a lot more than positive.
Yeah.
So when people, and that's the same thing like Nickelback. I watched a comedian do like a thing on Nickelback. Like, how did Nickelback all of a sudden get this big? And I don't like him either. So it's weird that I'm a part of this. But it's like, how did Nickelback get such a bad following or bad rap? Like, all they did was sell out a bunch of shows and make ridiculously groovy like rock songs.
Groovy.
Or whatever you want to say. And it's just like, how does everybody hate them? It's because, everybody just loves hating. Like, that brings people together more than good things.
Yeah.
So people rally behind, oh, you didn't like The Last Jedi? Me neither. Fuck everything. It's just like, what?
Well, if you think about it, if you're a Star Wars fan, a new Star Wars movie comes out, it's a new Star Wars thing. You're all just supposed to go see it and dissect it and talk about it and love it and buy the toys and blah, blah, blah. That's just what Star Wars fans do. So that's just standard operating procedures for the fandom until everyone's fucking pissed. And then that's what's like, how do I even say it? Like that's not normal, if that makes any sense. That's what stands out because everyone's here just minding their own business, loving Star Wars, talking about it. And then you have a sect of people that are like, fuck everything in the world. And that's what makes the most noise. It draws your attention and they start getting traction and shit. And now they're boycotting Han Solo.
I don't think it's even an effect of the physical movies. I think it's a change of the times. Now that everybody has a voice, especially like the internet, all these like 10-year-olds that have no fucking clue can now get together and be like, yeah, it was terrible. I'm part of something now because I hate things too.
That's true.
And it's just like, dude, shut up. You have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah. And then the same thing with the 90-year-olds that are like, I was there in 77. Like, no one cares. No one cares.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, man.
I actually can you I'm going to go look it up. Let's see where Rotten Tomatoes has The Last Jedi now.
Yeah, do that. And then I was going to say, you did have a top 5 something or other earlier. We could end with that.
Not.
You'd rather not?
We can.
You just said you'd rather not. Stop changing your mind. Don't change your mind. If we've learned anything from this Star Wars fandom, you're not supposed to change your mind no matter what happens. Even if your dad's the evil Dark Lord of the universe, don't change your mind.
Well, in 30 years, I'll be the exact same human being because people don't change.
Obviously.
So Rotten Tomatoes, tomato meter, 91% still. Audience score, 47.
It's gone down? Oh, my God. You know what's interesting, too, is when we had Isaac, Mr. Increase Matter, whatever the fuck his name was, a few episodes ago, he actually, like, studies and knows filmmaking a lot more than we do. Like, I'm coming at it from a Star Wars fan perspective and, like, a story fan. But he actually knows filmmaking. And a lot of people that actually know film have been saying that it's a beautiful film in that regard. Like Ryan Johnson's a great filmmaker, and like the way the shots are set up and the scenery and the coloring and everything has been fantastic. Like I never hear complaints about that. All I hear complaints about is that they messed up Luke's story or Rose or Canto Bight or blah blah blah.
All plot devices.
I can't believe it's fucking.
They're pissed at the plot devices, but the filmmaking, the score, the the character development.
But they never say anything good about that because they're caught up in the milk tits.
That's what I'm saying. The 1% you didn't like, or the 2% that I thought Snoke was going to be alive and
takes over everything.
Now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So it's that triggered aspect. One thing will trigger you, and then you hate everything else.
Yep.
Like it's like saying there was one song on this entire perfect album that was bad. Now I fucking hate the album.
Yeah, I hate
No,
Load because
music's the other way around. Music's the other way around. You'll find the one song that's decent on the album, and be like, oh yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's just a perspective thing, and people just don't take the time to change their point of view. Even though, if you're balls deep in the original trilogy, that's what Obi-Wan talks about. He won't shut up about it. Oh, some old drunk guy from the Sand Planet. I don't remember.
All right,
I'm enough. I've had enough. I'm pissed. It's over. It's done. That's all.
I'm gonna do a top 5 real quick.
Okay, I'm top 5 and I'm balls deep in top 5.
Top 5 in here.
Top 5 it up.
You'll appreciate a handful of these.
Just a handful.
So recently I posted I was gonna do top 10 my favorite Sega Genesis
Saw that.
games. I'm gonna do the top 5. I can't even honestly remember what 10 through 6 was. I posted it a while back and I deleted those pictures, but I do remember the 5 that I had on top here.
So you're gonna do Genesis, and should I do Super Nintendo?
Well, essentially the same outside of like
Mario
Sonic
stuff.
games and Mario.
Yeah.
And Yoshi, if you want to get into it.
Do it.
But so what I was doing was, for example, at my number 5, I'm saying the Mortal Kombat series, because I'm not gonna pick it apart and do 1, 2, 3, and whatever.
Yeah.
So, and we'll start there. So
do it.
I think at number 5, I have the Mortal Kombat series. A lot of people would probably think it would be higher, but that game is so simple.
And also
it was just
so fucking hard.
It was it was hard. It was fun. There was not a lot of like versus games, those side by side versus games that really did it that well. And it was smooth. The attacks were difficult, so you couldn't win a battle just stomping A.
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna get your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe the level of difficulty, the gore in it was actually pretty cool, and you could do those fatalities. It was a fun game, but it is very limited. That's why it wasn't higher than 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not into that versus, then there's no point in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Am I going all the way through mine?
Go. Do it.
Number 4, I will say Toe Jam and Earl.
Nice.
And that is more nostalgia and just straight creativity. If you guys aren't familiar, Toe Jam and Earl are 2 aliens that crash landed on Earth, or like an Earth style thing, and they have to find their pieces of their ship to fly back. But if they come across, like, basically you start on this like floating piece of land, and you find a piece of ship, and then you go to the elevator and you go up to the next piece of land, and you continue through.
Right.
But as you go up and find more and more stuff, you come across like crazy normal human stuff that'll hurt you, like someone mowing a lawn, and there'll just be like a lady with a shopping cart with a kid, and the kid like throws shit at you, and it's just ridiculous, the stuff that you come across. And it's part like creativity. It's a real slow game. There's no action. You're literally just like, you dance. You are Toe Jam or Earl, and you dance through the game. When you walk, you dance, because it's like a funky beat.
I remember the music, yeah.
And then there's like stuff that'll slow you down. Like there's a hula girl, where if you get too close to her, you automatically pause and do like a hula dance. So if there's like an enemy after you, it'll hit you now.
That's so fun.
But there's like presents that you can pick up with like fast shoes, so you can run away from people, or different fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a super creative game. Like I said, it's more nostalgia for me. It's a very simple game, but yeah. So Toe Jam and Earl is definitely number 4.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 was actually, this might surprise a lot of people. Garfield. I forget what the actual thing was called. Caught in TV land or something.
You don't even know.
Garfield game.
You didn't even know. You must not have liked it that much. Fucking
It's
Garfield.
something I played it like 3 weekends in a row.
Speaking of, I never got into Garfield. I could give less than 3 fucks about Garfield.
Caught in the act.
Nice.
So I think the game was you got caught in a TV at the beginning and you had to fight your way through these different channels. God, it's fuzzy. But there's one where I remember Odie, the dog. It's been so long.
I wouldn't know.
He was a vampire. So like it was like partially his real life. So Odie became a vampire, but he was in a vampire channel or a vampire show or whatever.
Yeah.
So you had to beat him as a vampire. But
Yeah.
the gameplay was just really fun. And with that style, you can go through different levels, kind of like a Mario, where every land and every level is completely different theme wise.
Right.
So it was just really fucking fun. And to throw like a weird wrench in there, I remember it particularly because I got super fucking sick playing that game. I came down with like 105 fever and was like blacking out as a kid.
You got sick from playing it, or you got sick and then played it like nonstop?
I got sick. No, I got sick like while I was balls deep into the game. So it was just like a weird like timing thing where I remember playing and DNR was over and we were playing that game and I just felt like shit all of a sudden and I had to go to the hospital like the next day because my fever. So it was just like timing. But
man,
yeah. So awkwardly enough, Garfield, caught in the act.
That's ridiculous.
Is my number 3.
Nice.
Number 2 is gonna be the Sonic series. I fucking loved Sonic. I think Sonic 2 was probably my favorite. But I would play Sonic all fucking day. I loved it. I don't know. I think it was like I felt like I was racing, even though you're not.
Yeah.
But it's like you're a fast character. You go through a lot of these levels were like tubes, so you could take different tubes different ways, and it was like a what's that tube theme park indoor?
Oh, Discovery Zone.
Discovery Zone. It was like I'm a speeding hamster through Discovery Zone.
Speeding
tubes.
hamster. Yeah.
Dude, I fucking loved it. I spent a lot of time. I think it was on the second one. Dr. Robotnik. It was just a fun core of a game. And it gave you a little more than Mario. I felt like you can go different ways. There was probably 3 or 4 different avenues to get to the end.
Right.
Where Mario, essentially, you have like one. Maybe you can take a tunnel or something, but you end up on the same thing.
Right.
The map was like so tall where you could go through 4 different ways or go backwards. It was just fun. It like the exploration in that game was a little better than the standard Mario games. My final and favorite Sega game of all time.
I had to look up one because I was forgetting one.
NBA Jam.
Out. Nice.
NBA Jam. And people might say tournament edition or whatever. Just play fucking NBA Jam. I played because basketball, video games, put them together, and I'm 7. Let's fucking do this.
Yes.
Let's fucking do this all day.
Hell yeah.
NBA Jam was my shit. I suck at it right now.
Yeah, dude.
Glass Armor beat the fuck out of me last time we played.
It's hard to go back to those games, man.
It is. Yeah, it is. Especially when it's rigged and I can't win.
Always blaming the game. Always blaming the game.
But yeah, so that's my top 5. I'll run back through it. I had Mortal Kombat at 5, Toe Jam and Earl at 4, Garfield at 3, Sonic games at 2, and NBA Jam at 1.
At number 1, that's awesome. Yeah,
I love NBA Jam.
Now I'm gonna do mine in no particular order. Just gonna do the top 5 best Super Nintendo games of all time. Before I do, 2 honorable mentions because these are games that I played the shit out of when I got emulators in like high school, but I never actually had as a kid. And that's Contra 3 and
Batman
Turtles 4. Those are games I never had as a kid, but when I got emulators, I played both of those. I played the fuck out of those.
Is Turtles 4 the Turtles in Time one?
Where
it was like basically the exact same thing as the NES game, but it was like you go back in time and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So those are definitely honorable mentions, but they don't count because I didn't have them like actually
Are
on
you
Super
gonna put
Nintendo.
Batman Returns?
Yeah.
Is this on your list?
It's not number 1, but it's on my list. So yeah, no particular order. Definitely Batman Returns. We talked about Batman was like the favorite, especially as a kid. I was obsessed with Batman, everything. And when I got my Super Nintendo, that was the first game that I got. It was that and Mario Kart. So Batman Returns for sure is on my list. You
know what's interesting is an honorable mention, I'll put Batman Forever.
Yeah.
That was also on Sega.
Similar game too.
That game was, I think the Batman Returns was a smoother game, but the Batman Forever game, it had so many extra gadgets that you could use. It was almost confusing, even as like an 8-year-old. Like you could figure anything out when you're 8-year-old and this stuff's brand new. You just understand it. I could not understand that game, and I was so confused because all the little things, like you had to select the hook shot for this level because there's one piece where you got a hook shot over this guy who's you unbeatable. It's like, how am I supposed to fucking know this?
Yeah, dude, there was a few levels where like the ground was on fire and you had to grapple to the ceiling and like keep grappling and like gradually like hop your way above the fire. That was like some of the hardest shit to do. And I remember I didn't beat that game for a very, very, very long time. Like I played that game for probably 2 years before I beat Batman Returns. The
not
Penguin,
even close. Batman Forever, not even close.
Never beat it ever.
No, not even close.
The Penguin, the final match with the Penguin, the showdown, and the Duckmobile is fucking so hard to do. And the one where he's got his umbrella and he's flying around the building, like he'll just go off screen and he'll just fly in at full speed and just run into you. And you can't even like get a hit on him. You have to wait till he lands. It's so fucking hard, dude. But I played that game for years and years. So Batman Returns for sure is on there. Super Mario Kart, fantastic. I played that for hours and hours also. And this is like the best years of my life. I'm coming back to it right now.
Yeah, it was honestly fun. So I actually was thinking about this, and we'll get back to your list real quick. But like investing in a new Xbox game is such a big deal. I feel like because you buy a game and there's like 100 hours of gameplay. You're like investing months of gameplay into a single game now.
Yeah.
I seriously want to go back to where I can just buy a game for like $15 and be entertained for a weekend. I would legitimately do that.
Yeah.
Just upgrade the graphics on Batman Forever from SNES. And
well,
I'll play
that's
that.
where you got to just get those classic console things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I just keep going back to retro stuff because like I'm looking for a new game and I look at Titanfall. It's like, oh, you can play this for the next 3 years if you want. I don't want a game for 3 years. I want a game for like next 2 weekends.
Yeah. I'm actually going to change right now because as I thought of this, I'm ditching Mario Kart. It's out because I remembered something.
An addendum over here.
Oh, what?
An amendment? Addendum?
An amendment. Yeah. Irritated addendum. So Batman Returns, and then I'm going to go Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Fantastic. Good timing. Just like you said, you were balls deep in basketball for NBA Jam.
The movie game, or was it before that?
I did love the movie one, but the first one I like better. That was based off of the first season of the show. That's the one we were talked about where the first boss is the skeleton cowboy. The second boss is the dwarf with the rake. The third one is the eyeball guy. And then the fourth one was... that's exactly what it is, dude.
The second level, you got to be Bubba from West Virginia.
And the fourth one was, I always mix up the fourth and the fifth levels, but one was like a ninja. And then I can't remember the last one. And then once you're done with those, you go in the Zord and then you go up to the moon and fight. But that one was amazing because I was obsessed with the Star Wars show. So obsessed. And then, in the movie one, Power Rangers, the movie, you could play as the White Ranger. So that one was sweet, but I like the first one better. So we got that one. We got Donkey Kong Country 2 for sure.
Whoa.
What are you pissed
I did
about?
not realize the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie game was so old.
What do you mean?
When do you think the movie came out?
Like 96?
The game came out in 95.
So the movie must come out in 95 too.
Or 94. But I was legitimately saying like 96, 97. I thought the movie came out later.
Damn. Yeah, I was off. So Power Rangers, the first one for sure. Third is going to be Donkey Kong Country 2. Again, obsessed. I remember me and Bronson used to sit in the basement and play that game forever. That was a hard one too.
I never got into the Donkey Kongs, yeah. Because I didn't have an SNES.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I was I never played the first one. Oh,
I just
you forgot something, didn't you? Yeah, what'd you forget? That's why I said I had to Jewel Master. Yeah, I had to ditch Mario Kart as soon as I thought of Power Rangers. Throw that shit in there. Donkey Kong Country 2 was sweet. I remember the hardest level was the one where you're on. It was like a minecart roller coaster, and like you're in the little cart, and you have to jump over obstacles, and like there's the flying bees and like the crocodiles throwing like cannonballs at you and shit.
Throwing cannonballs.
Yeah, literally, they're chucking cannonballs at your face. I know. It's ridiculous. I know. And then we have Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. That's the one where you're baby Mario on Yoshi's back, and you have to carry him around. And Yoshi, you can chuck eggs and stuff. That one was fun. It was a really unique take on it because you didn't play as Mario at all. And the fact that you had a gun in that one, as opposed to having to jump on people's heads. Like Yoshi chucked eggs at people. It was sweet.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't say this is number one. I just kind of put him in order, but NBA Jam's definitely up there for me. Because I remember we would spend hours and hours running back, doing the dunks, just the dunks, running back from side to side, just dunking to try to break the glass. And it would happen like once every week. Like it was so rare to make happen. Like they kept me trying to do that forever. But yeah, definitely NBA Jam. So NBA Jam, Donkey Kong 2, Power Rangers, Yoshi's Island, and Batman Returns. And now it's time to go get an emulator and play all those games.
Jewel Master. Jewel Master is my underground shout out there because that might break my top 5. I might get rid of Mortal Kombat, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was just, I don't know what drew me that game, but basically you'd go to your select menu and you would put rings on different hands, and you had like 2 spots on each hand, and you could mix match the Thanos. Rings, and it was like blue flame plus wave, and it would make this like fucking wave little ball thing. But if you took off the wave part, it would just be a blue flame, and it wouldn't go that far. So you started mix matching these things, and
that's pretty sweet.
Complete difference depending on the bosses that you were fighting and stuff. Oh, dude, it was so fun.
Yeah. Another thing I played a lot of was, this doesn't count, but it was Game Boy games, but they had that adapter where you put the cartridge in the Super Nintendo and put the Game Boy cartridge in there, and you could play Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo. So I used to play Zelda Link's Awakening, one of my favorite games ever, and Pokemon games, obviously. I used to play them on the Nintendo, on the console, or on the TV.
I've never seen anyone do that.
Really?
I didn't know anyone that had an SNES.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that thing was fucking sweet, dude.
That's so weird for me to say that. Yeah, I don't, because DNR I don't think ever had one.
Nintendo always had crazy shit like that. Those adapters and stuff. Just like how they had that, you could put the Pokemon game in the pack on the back of the N64 controller and play it in Pokemon Stadium. That shit's so crazy, dude. I love that.
Like, why not? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares, you dung bull?
He's on fire. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, I've been in such a retro mode because nothing new is good. Everything sucks.
I was gonna say, speaking of retro, we need to see Ready Player One because that looked awesome, and I've heard great things, and I want to see it and then talk about it.
We should probably see it then.
We should probably see it before next episode.
Oh boy.
Speaking of next episode, things you have to look forward to. We are going to record commentary soon for The Last Jedi. As you know, fanboy commentary. It's probably the best thing that we do. And it's one of the most fun things that we do. And a lot of people say that they, especially like true Star Wars fans, love watching the movies with the commentary. I think out of all of our episodes, like older episodes, the commentary gets more traffic than anything else, except maybe Drew Karpyshyn, who he's also coming back on sometime soon as well, next like month or so. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, commentary for Last Jedi is happening soon.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like we had another like main thing coming up.
We have our event coming up in a little while.
Oh yeah, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, so the first event we ever did was on May the 4th day. Not tied into a movie or anything, but May the 4th we'll be back at World of Beer, Gateway, here in Columbus on campus. Doing all the antics and everything that we had out for The Last Jedi. But it's going to be nice out. So we're going to have some lightsaber duels outside and everything, which would be pretty sweet. You can learn some lightsaber moves. Learn your Form 4. It could be like, I don't remember who used what form. Anakin used Form 3. I remember that. Mace used Vapod. Dooku used Form 2. As far as forms go, that's all I remember. But you can get out there with the Columbus Saber Club, and they'll teach you some shit. But it'll be fun. We're gonna do a beer with Wolf's Ridge this time in honor of Han Solo. So come on out, May 4th. It's a Friday this year. No excuses. You fucks don't have to work the next day. I don't want to hear about it. And that's coming up. And that's it. World of Beer. Make it happen. And
it's gonna be warm out, hopefully by then, so we can kind of have that open patio and shit.
Yeah, that'll be cool. A lot more room. That should be very nice. Now that it's gonna be May, and then after that is obviously Han Solo.
No, just Solo.
And I'm gonna true. I keep calling it Han Solo for some reason.
Are you gonna be pissed if they put Jabba in it and he's the vile gangster that they talked about in the trailer?
See, I don't want to say that I'm gonna be pissed if they do this. I just want to see what the movie is. And if I'm pissed about it, then I'm pissed about it. Like if they throw Boba Fett in the right way, or Jabba in the right way, I don't think I'd be pissed about it. Or references to it or something like that. Because obviously we know Han's had run-ins with Jabba before. So if Jabba's in there, I'm not going to hate it. I think they just got to do it tastefully, and I think they will. All that's left is to watch the trailer 1,000 times and dissect everything and make rumors.
Depends on how good that week goes for me. If I'm pissed during the week, the movie's gonna be shit. But
that's very true. Yeah. I wonder if people just like a lot of people got fired the day they saw The Last Jedi, or divorced, and that's why they hate it.
What happened today? Well, I got kicked in the nuts, and yeah,
a bunch of people didn't get their Christmas bonuses, and they go into the theater like, "Fuck Ryan Johnson."
Probably making money and shit. Fuck him.
Yeah, so that's stuff to look forward to. And like we said at the beginning of the episode, check out the Patreon if you've been listening. If you've listened to all of our episodes and you haven't sent us an email, send us an email.
Yeah.
Send us an email. Just type up some shit.
Squadron Podcast at Gmail.
Tell us how much you hate us.
Ding. We got mail.
Oh, hey. Worst podcast in the world. Last Jedi sucks. Disney ruining the world. Yeah.
Sending you $5 to stop and end the podcast immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna add a new Patreon tier. Like, shut the show down. If we get $1,000 Patreon supporter, we're just gonna shut everything down.
Disband.
All right, guys. I think I've had about enough.
Yeah.
Too much talking, not enough beers.
We're gonna have to do this at an earlier time.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. I get tired by the end of this.
I do too.
And it's like Sunday nights just suck for everybody because you got to work the next day.
We're going to take a poll, maybe. Well, we have a lot of people on the West Coast. So for them, it's not that late.
Yeah, and most of our patrons are already drunk Sunday morning.
That's true.
Probably from the debauchery that ensued the night before.
Well, if you are sick of our late night Sunday shit, just let us know. I mean, we'll consider a different recording date. It's just usually with your work schedule and traveling, and it just Sunday seems to be easiest. So, but let us know if you're pissed about it. We'll figure it out. All right, time to go watch the Solo trailer 1,000 times.
Yes, I might pop in episode 3. See how it holds up, man. I haven't watched an original trilogy film for like a year.
It's because they all suck. They weren't made when I was a kid. I hate them.
I remember that now.
See?
I'm not gonna watch.
That's what happens. All right.
Turn down the volume. I hate the way he talks.
I don't even know what that was in reference to, but turn down the volume. You sound like an old. You sound like Deco imitating the bus driver. Rob the bus driver.
Somebody smell my shit.
I'm Ryan Johnson. Who wants to smell my shit?
I'm the bus driver. He would just growl.
All right, you savages. Thanks for tuning in, Travis. And I know you asked earlier in the chat about the events. Not confirmed if we're doing anything for the Han Solo movie. I talked to the Gateway Film Center people, and we're going to try to work it out, but not 100% confirmed yet. If we do, it'll be on Thursday at 7 when it premieres. But we'll let you know. Definitely doing May 4th, though, so come out for that shit.
If you want to.
If you dare.
Lieutenant Dan, May 4th.
Whew, it's hot in here. All right.
Okay, bye. Catch you next time.